Have you guys ever heard the story of the Black Cat by Edgar Allan Poe?
The Black Cats?
The Black Cat by Edgar Allan Poe.
No.
Do you want to hear it?
It's scary.
As far as stories go, I suppose it's a little disturbing. It's Edgar Allan Poe.
Let's hear it.
Okay, I'll start it.
Christmas! Christmas! Hold on. Okay. Christmas!
Okay, it's a little bit wordy.
Christmas.
It would take me like an hour to actually read the whole thing, so I'm just going to start.
And all the suits are gone.
For the most wild yet most homely narrative
The
which I
suits
am
shouldn't be
about to
gone.
pen, I neither expect nor
for some reason
solicit
it
belief. Mad indeed
well,
would I be
considering
to expect it.
I mean, also,
In a
yet
case
again, you
where
did
my
just
very
go to
senses
the
reject
terminal,
their
but,
own evidence.
just bunk beds.
Yet mad am
Oh.
I not.
Here, let me
And
Yeah,
very
you're just
surely
going
do
to
I
the bunk
not
beds.
dream. But tomorrow I die,
get
and
rid of
today
this.
I would
And,
unburden my soul. My immediate purpose is to place before the world plainly,
Excuse me, is there
succinctly,
just postal dude
and
in
without
here?
comment, a series of mere household events. In their consequences, these events have terrified, have tortured, have destroyed me. And yet I will not attempt to expound them. To me, they have presented little but horror. To many, they will seem less terrible than Baroque. Hereafter, perhaps, some intellect may be found which will reduce my phantasm to the commonplace. Some intellect more calm, more logical, and far less excitable than my own, which will perceive in the circumstances I detail with awe nothing more than an ordinary succession of very natural causes and effects. From my infancy I was noted for the docility and humanity of my disposition. My tenderness of heart was even so conspicuous as to make me the jest of my companions. I was especially fond of animals, and was indulged by my parents with a great variety of pets. With these I spent most of my time, and never was so happy as when feeding and caressing them. This peculiarity of character grew with my growth, and in my manhood I derived from it one of my principal sources of pleasure. To those who have cherished an affection for a faithful or sagacious dog, I need hardly be at the trouble of explaining the nature or the intensity of the gratification thus derivable. There's something in the unselfish and self-sacrificing love of a brute which goes directly to the heart of him who has had frequent occasion to test the paltry friendship and gossamer fidelity of mere man. I married early and was happy to find in my wife a disposition not uncongenial with my own. Observing my partiality for domestic pets, she lost no opportunity of procuring those of the most agreeable kind. We had birds, goldfish, a fine dog, rabbits, and a small monkey, and a cat. This latter was a remarkably large and beautiful animal, entirely black and sagacious to an astonishing degree. In speaking of his intelligence, my wife, who at heart was not a little tinctured with superstition, made frequent allusion to the ancient popular notion which regarded all black cats as witches in disguise. Not that she was ever serious upon this point, and I mention the matter at all for no better reason than it happens just now to be remembered. Pluto, this was the cat's name. It was my favorite pet and playmate. I alone fed him, and he attended me wherever I went about the house. It was even with difficulty that I could prevent him from following me through the streets. Our friendship lasted in this manner for several years, during which my general temperament and character, through the instrumentality of the fiend Interference, had, I blush to confess it, experienced a radical altercation for the worse. I grew day by day more moody, more irritable, more regardless of the feelings of others. I suffered myself to use intemperate language to my wife. At length, I even offered her personal violence. My pets, of course, were made to feel the change in my disposition. I not only neglected, but ill-used them. For Pluto, however, I still retained sufficient regard to restrain me from maltreating him, as I made no scruple of maltreating the rabbits, the monkey, or even the dog when, by accident or through affection, they came in my way. But my disease grew upon me, for what disease is like alcohol? And at length even Pluto, who was now becoming old and consequently somewhat peevish, even Pluto began to experience the effects of my ill temper. One night, returning home, much intoxicated from one of my haunts about town, I fancied that the cat avoided my presence. I seized him, when in his fright at my violence he inflicted a slight wound upon my hand with his teeth. The fury of a demon instantly possessed me. I knew myself no longer. My original soul seemed at once to take its flight from my body, and a more than fiendish malevolence, gin-nurtured, thrilled every fiber of my frame. I took from my waistcoat a penknife, opened it, grasped the poor beast by the throat, and deliberately cut one of its eyes from the socket. I blush, I burn, I shudder while I pen the damnable atrocity. When reason returned with the morning, when I had slept off the fumes of the night's debauch, I experienced a sentiment half of horror, half of remorse, for the crime of which I had been guilty. But it was, at best, a feeble and equivocal feeling, and the soul remained untouched. I again plunged into excess and soon drowned in wine all memory of the deed. In the meantime, the cat slowly recovered. The socket of the lost eye presented, it is true, a frightful appearance, but he no longer appeared to suffer any pain. He went about the house as usual, but, as might be expected, fled in extreme terror at my approach. I had so much of my old heart left as to be at first grieved by the evident dislike on the part of a creature which had once so loved me. But this feeling soon gave place to irritation, and then came, as if to my final and irrevocable overthrow, the spirit of perverseness. That's where I'm going to take a break, because we just started the story. It's a long one. Anybody get any of that?
Yeah.
Well, all I gotta tell you is that you have probably the best
somewhat.
voice I've ever heard.
Yeah, like this was not necessarily a story that I could stick with,
Pluto,
but God,
and it
the
was
voice
Sticker
put me to
Pets.
sleep. Oh,
Yeah, I'm thinking about starting an OnlyFans reading stories.
That was
But your voice reminded me of like those
You know
things
what?
that they
That
play in
is-
school that like reads the story.
that is an
Reminded me
OnlyFans
of
I would pay for.
Yo, I've heard that a lot. I'm starting it tomorrow. Fuck it. That's my first story I'm reading. The rest is gonna be $4.99 a month. If you want to hear more, $4.99 a month. OnlyFans
$4.99
man
a
clam.
month to hear stories?
I
Hell
will
yeah.
give you-
Hell
Yeah.
I'll give you $2 for that one. Hey, yo, dude,
I'll give you $5.
You say, "Oh, my weapon understands me."
Only my weapon understands me? Only my weapon understands me.
Oh my god, you sound just like Kosa, dude, if he was like toned down a bit.
You know what? I'll take a
Oh,
hit.
tone it down a bit? Only my weapon understands
No, I mean like if you were toned down. Oh my god, you sound not like Wow, sounds like they're drinking soda.
She's just drinking from the toilet bowl, actually.
Oh, yeah, she's just
Bro,
drinking
no.
It's a thick straw.
I mean, I am so glad that bong water is not hitting me in the face. It did the other day, and it.
It's good. Oh, we don't have a key, huh?
Aw, damn, if only I could break things with my shovel.
Oh, fuck.
Oh! It's Jack!
Alright, do you have Skinwalker mods on?
No.
Okay. I just heard somebody.
Oh, I did too. I did too.
Okay.
I heard
That's weird.
Jack Skellington. I'm gonna kill a spider while my berries.
One ugly spider.
Oh yeah?
Ryan, I'm a spider.
Is it an awfully hot
That's
coffee
spider.
pot? Okay.
Oh my
Watch out! Watch out! Watch out! Watch out!
Cracker, run! Run! Oh fuck!
Stay strong, brother. Fuck! I ran out of bullets! No, I ran out of bullets! What the hell? I thought you had unlimited bullets with that
They
thing!
all died.
Dude, I hit him twice! What the fuck?
Yeah, you hit him twice. There's only 2 shells.
But, yeah, he didn't die?
No. The Nutcracker is indestructible. He's a nemesis.
No, he's not indestructible. People said it's
yeah,
on
but-
sight. All you have to do is hit him once, and then it's an instant kill.
Well, actually, you have to wait for his eyes to be revealed.
Hopefully you didn't
Being, like, piloted by a...
didn't shut the eyes.
Hey, Dragon, come grab it.
Oh, what
No, I
the?
got
How am I
it.
supposed to know that? What the fuck? It's the first time I ever had the gun. Is there anybody out there? Something disease. Something that pink blood said is washing over me.
This way.
I'm stuck under the ship. I'm scared.
Are you fine?
Okay, go to front, go to front, go to front.
Yeah, I dropped all my
Draw it out of there.
I dropped all my loot right here just in case. Cause I'm getting scary vision and it's like I'm right under his nuts, dude.
Okay, I'll tell you when to run. It's gonna come to me.
Hey guys,
He's like sitting still, kind of.
Alright.
No!
Never mind.
running.
Oh, he can just barely not grab me. It's fucking crazy.
He wants you, man.
I know. This guy is Beatles pilled.
Hey, we don't have a lot more, do we?
He might be going for
He's trying to bait me too. I want you so bad, babe. I want you. I want you so bad. It's driving me mad. It's driving me.
It's coming to me.
I'm in the ship.
Gone.
Get inside, get inside, get inside!
Okay, who's dead? No.
Alright.
Dead.
Oh, okay.
Oh no! He's in here!
Oh, wait. I have a shovel. Wait, no, somebody else has the shovel. Very good. Perfect. Yeah, there's another King Arthur shovel in here.
Oh god, the mimic! Help me!
Where? Come here, come to my voice!
Over here!
I have a shovel, come to me!
The mimic! Where are you?
I'm come near the entrance. I don't know where you are.
I'm not near the entrance. Spider!
Fuck.
Spider!
Which way did you go?
Spider!
Which way did you go? Are you downstairs? Okay, I'm here. Watch out. There's a spider right through this doorway. I'm gonna try and get it, okay?
Okay.
And if I die, be sure to get the shovel.
Okay.
Holy shit! Is it dead? No. Ah! Oh, fuck! That's really bad. Elite is glitched on the door, and he's fucked. Now we're all fucked because he's glitched on the door and it thinks he's there. Oh my god.
Oh my god, there's a Chester!
Yeah, and he's on the door. We can't get out.
Hey, can you hear me, dude?
Died.
It's so glitched, he's stuck on the door, and the jester thinks he's there. It's a coil head and a jester on the door. It's just Okay, so we left off where the guy had gouged an eye out of his cat. Okay.
Yo, I'm out. No.
Why would he do that?
I love my cat. How dare you?
That was the
Next. Get off the stage.
that was the story.
Get off the stage.
What, you got a better story to tell? I'm reading Edgar Allan Poe, brother.
Ooh. No, I can't argue with that actually.
Okay. Well, yeah, so don't judge me. I'm just reading the words in front of me, brother. Okay. So, essentially, to sum up what we've already read so far, everybody, is that there is a guy, he used the word sagacious a lot, which is the word of the day. I don't really know what it means, but take it for what it is.
What's the story? The book?
It's called The Black Cat. It's a short story by Edgar Allan Poe. And he, over time, he loved animals, but over time, through alcoholism, he grew rage. And this rage led him to hurt the things he loved most. And we left off with him being overcome by what he calls the spirit of perverseness. Which is basically like if you've ever been like on a tall building and you like look down at the ground and you're like, whoa, you almost feel like a weird gravity, like maybe I should like jump, even though you'd never do it. Like jumping would be like giving into the spirit of perverseness. So it's like doing the thing you know you ought not to do.
Oh, like the dark thoughts that are normally forgotten about.
Yeah, or that you block out, or that you feel, but you're like, I'll never act on them. But this dude is, like, coming to the point where he's starting to act upon them, which is why he cut an eye out of his cat. Of this spirit, philosophy takes no account, yet I am not sure that my soul lives. Then I am that perverseness is one of the primitive impulses of the human heart, one of the indivisible primary faculties or sentiments which gave direction to the character of man. Who has not 100 times found themselves committing a vile or stupid action for no other reason than because he knows he should not? Have we not a perpetual inclination in the teeth of our best judgment to violate that which is law, merely because we understand it is to be such? This spirit of perverseness, I say, came to my final overthrow. It was this unfathomable longing of the soul to vex itself, to offer violence to its own nature, to do wrong for the wrong's sake, that urged me to continue and finally to consume the injury I had inflicted upon the unoffending brute. One morning in cold blood, I slipped a noose about the cat's neck and hung it to the limb of a tree, hung it with the tears streaming from my eyes and with the bitterest remorse in my heart, hung it because I knew that it had loved me and because I felt it had given me no reason to offense. Hung it because I knew that in doing so I was committing a sin, a deadly sin that would so jeopardize my immortal soul as to place it, if such a thing were possible, even beyond the reach of the infinite mercy of the most merciful and most terrible God. On the night of the day on which this most cruel deed was done, I was aroused from sleep by the cry of fire. The curtains of my bed were in flames. The whole house was blazing. It was with great difficulty that my wife, a servant, and myself made our escape from the conflagration. The destruction was complete. My entire worldly wealth was swallowed up, and I resigned myself thenceforth to despair. Hold on, I need a sip of beer.
Hold on, pause. Does anybody else not see this? Like, hear it as an ASMR?
It is ASMR.
Definitely.
That's exactly what we're doing, baby. I am above the weakness of seeking to establish a sequence of cause and effect between the disaster and the atrocity, but I am detailing a chain of facts and wish not to leave even a possible link imperfect. On the day succeeding the fire, I visited the ruins. The walls, with one exception, had fallen in. This exception was found in a... oh, fuck. The prince fucked up. A compartment wall, not very thick, which stood about the middle of the house, and against which had rested the head of my bed. The plastering had here, in great measure, resisted the action of the fire, a fact which I attributed to its having been recently spread. About this wall a dense crowd were collected, and many persons seemed to be examining a particular portion of it with very minute and eager attention. The words strange, singular, and other expressions excited my curiosity. I approached and saw, as if graven in bas relief upon the white surface, the figure of a gigantic cat. The impression was given with an accuracy truly marvelous. There was a rope about the animal's neck. When I first beheld this apparition, for I could scarcely regard it as less, my wonder and my terror were extreme. But at length reflection came to my aid. The cat, I remembered, had been hung in the garden adjacent to the house. Upon the alarm of fire, this garden had been immediately filled by the crowd, by someone of whom the animal must have been cut from the tree and thrown through an open window into my chamber. This had probably been done with the view of arousing me from sleep. The falling of other walls had compressed the victim of my cruelty into the substance of the freshly spread plaster, the lime of which, with the flames and the ammonia from the carcass, had then accomplished the portraiture as I saw it. Although I thus readily accounted to my reason, if not altogether to my conscience, for the startling fact just detailed, it did not the less fail to make a deep impression upon my fancy. For months I could not rid myself of the phantasm of the cat, and during this period there came back into my spirit a half-sentiment that seemed, but was not, remorse. I went so far as to regret the loss of the animal and to look about me among the vile haunts which I now habitually frequented for another pet of the same species and of somewhat similar appearance with which to supply its place. One night, as I sat half stupefied in a den of more than infamy, my attention was suddenly drawn to some black object reposing upon the head of one of the immense hogsheads of gin or of rum which constituted the chief furniture of the apartment. I had been looking steadily at the top of this hogshead for some minutes, and what now caused me surprise was the fact that I had not sooner perceived the object thereupon. I approached it and touched it with my hand. It was a black cat, a very large one, fully large as Pluto, and closely resembling him in every respect but one. Pluto had not a white hair upon any portion of his body, but this cat had a large, although indefinite splotch of white, covering nearly the whole region of the breast. Upon my touching him, he immediately arose, purred loudly, rubbed against my hand, and appeared delighted with my notice. This, then, was the very creature of which I was in search. I at once offered to purchase it of the landlord, but this person made no claim to it, knew nothing of it, had never seen it before. I continued my caress, and when I prepared to go home, the animal evinced a disposition to accompany me. I permitted it to do so, occasionally stooping and patting it as I proceeded. When it reached the house, it domesticated itself at once and became immediately a great favorite with my wife. For my own part, I soon found a dislike to it rising within me. This was just the reverse of what I had anticipated, but I know not how or why it was. Its evident fondness for myself rather disgusted and annoyed me. By slow degrees, these feelings of disgust and annoyance rose into the bitterness of hatred. I avoided the creature, a certain sense of shame and the remembrance of my former deed of cruelty preventing me from physically abusing it. I did not, for some weeks, strike or otherwise violently ill-use it, but gradually, very gradually, I came to look upon it with an unutterable loathing, and to flee silently from its odious presence, as from the breath of a pestilence. Okay, pause break. Unless you guys want to hear more.
Alright,
let's do
Let's go die.